Part 2, the sovereign self, virtuous selfishness. Chapter 4, the hierarchy of happiness. There's a phrase that has done more damage to the modern American male than any war, famine, or economic depression. It is a phrase stitched onto pillows, plastered on Facebook walls, and muttered by defeated husbands in suburban garages across the nation. Happy wife, happy life. Listen to me closely. That is the motto of a hostage. That is the chant of a slave trying to avoid a beating. It is a lie so pervasive, so insidiously woven into the fabric of your social conditioning that you probably believe it is a virtue. You think that by sacrificing your joy to feed hers, you are being a good man. You are not. You are being a utility. You are being a battery that she drains until it is dead, and then she discards it because a dead battery is useless. We need to establish a new order today. We are going to flip the script on the happy wife, happy life doctrine and replace it with the only biological, sociological, and spiritual truth that actually works, the happiness trickle-down theory. It works like Reaganomics, but for your soul. Here is the hierarchy. You are number 1. Your happiness is the sun. Her happiness is the moon. The moon has no light of its own. It can only reflect the light of the sun. If the sun goes out, the moon goes dark. If you are miserable, frantic, and depleting yourself to make her happy, the entire solar system freezes and dies. You cannot fill a cup from an empty pitcher. Yet, that is exactly what you wake up and try to do every single day. You wake up empty, you go to a job that empties you further, and you come home to a woman who is looking at you, waiting for you to fill her up. And when you try to pour from your empty soul into hers, you don't get love, you get resentment. She resents you because she can smell your emptiness. She can smell your fear. This chapter is about reclaiming your position as the origin point of joy in your own universe. It is about understanding that being selfish in the pursuit of your own righteousness is the most generous thing you can do for your woman and your family. 4.1, your happiness is the only non-negotiable. Let's look at the mechanics of male versus female happiness, because they are not the same species of emotion. A man's happiness is simple, it is base, it is gut level. Give a man a sandwich, a video game, and silence, and he is happy. Give him a fishing rod and a body of water, and he is fulfilled. We are simple creatures. We can stare at a wall and be content. We can waste time and call it a good day. Our happiness is a steady, low-frequency hum. It is easy to maintain if we are left alone. A woman's happy, and then, because when I was younger, this is how I know. It is moment to moment. It is based on environment, hormones, social validation, and the alignment of the stars. She can be happy because she bought a new dress and devastatingly sad 5 minutes later because she thinks her calves are big in it. She doesn't know what makes her happy because the target is constantly moving. Here's where the nice guy fails. He sees her shifting moods and thinks it is his job to stabilize them. He thinks, if I just buy the flowers, she will stop raining. So he buys the flowers, she smiles for a minute, the sun comes out, he relaxes. Then 10 minutes later, she is mad because he didn't notice her haircut. The storm returns. He panics. He runs around trying to plug holes in the dam, exhausting himself, while she looks at him with growing disdain. Why? Because she doesn't want a weatherman. She wants a mountain. The trickle-down theory states that because your happiness is simple and sustainable, it must be the foundation of the relationship. If you are happy genuinely, deeply happy in your own life, the energy overflows. It trickles down from the general to the lieutenant. When you walk into the house radiating contentment, not because of her, but because you had a great day conquering your own world, she feels safe. She feels the presence of a surplus. She can dip her cup into your overflow. But if you walk in looking for her to validate you, looking for her permission to be happy, you are a beggar. And women despise beggars. But Patrice, you whine, if I put myself first, isn't that narcissistic? No, stupid. It's structural engineering. Imagine you were the pilot of a plane, the oxygen mask dropped. What does the safety video tell you? Put your own mask on first. Why? Because if you pass out trying to help the passenger next to you, you both die. If you are gasping for air, happiness, you cannot lead the relationship. You cannot protect her. You cannot provide for her emotional needs because you are suffocating in your own martyrdom. You have to make your happiness the non-negotiable axiom of your life. I'm going to watch the game because it makes me happy. I'm going to the gym because it makes me happy. I'm not going to your mother's house because it makes me unhappy. When you stand on these squares, you become solid. She might fight you on initially. She might test you. Oh, so you care more about football than me? The nice guy folds. No, baby, of course not. And he turns off the TV and sits there in misery, resentment building in his gut like a cancer. The king says, I care about my happiness. And right now, football makes me happy. You are welcome to watch with me, or you can go do something that makes you happy. But this is happening. Paradoxically, this makes her happier. Why? Because she sees a man who cannot be manipulated. She sees a man with boundaries. She sees a man who knows who he is. And that makes her feel safe. She knows that if shit hits the fan, you will do what is right for the shit, not just what the passengers are screaming for. You must understand that women are often filling a void. They want spiritual growth. They want connection. They want more. Men, we are often trying to fill our lives with bullshit, toys, games, distractions. But that bullshit is our peace. When we are denied our peace to service their chaos, we become volatile. We become weak. You have to guide her to happiness. You have to say, I know what happiness is. I have it. Follow me. You cannot say, please tell me how to make you happy so I can feel okay. She doesn't know. She is scratching a lottery ticket, hoping for a win. You are the one who has to rig the game so you both win. If you are miserable, she is miserable. If you are happy, she might be happy, or she might be miserable, but at least you are happy. And if you are happy, you can deal with her misery with detachment and love rather than panic and anger. Your smile must be the default setting of the household. If your smile depends on her smile, you are doomed to a life of frowning. 4.2, the dangers of emotional martyrdom. Let's talk about the sacrifice. You've been taught that love is sacrifice. You see it in movies, the guy standing in the rain, the guy giving up his dream job to stay in a small town with the girl, the guy dying so she can live. It's romantic, right? And then, like, this is how you train dogs. It's emotional martyrdom. And he just hide around them corner, you know? And he just hide around them, you know? When you sacrifice your happiness for her, you are creating a debt. You are engaging in a covert contract. You think, I gave up my poker night for you, so now you owe me affection/sex peace. But you never signed that contract with her. She just sees a guy who didn't want to play poker that bad. And when she doesn't pay up on his imaginary debt, you get angry. You become the nice guy with the simmering rage. After all I did for you, you scream in your head. She looks at you and thinks, I didn't ask you to give up your balls. I just complained about you going. You're the one who folded. Martyrdom signals weakness. It signals that you value her approval more than your own mission. And biologically, a woman cannot mate with a male who values approval over survival. There is a concept I call negotiating with terrorists. What is the official policy of the United States regarding terrorists? We do not negotiate. Why? Because if you give them a cookie to stop them from screaming today, tomorrow they will scream for a glass of milk. Next week, they want the whole factory. Women, in their emotional storms, act like terrorists. They take your peace hostage. If you go out with your friends, I'm going to be mad, sad, lonely. Hostage situation initiated. The marcher negotiates. Okay, I won't go. Please don't be sad. You just paid the ransom. You just taught the terrorists that taking hostages works. You have guaranteed that you will use this tactic again. The king does not negotiate. I see that you are upset. That sucks. I'm going to go out, and I'll see you when I get back. I hope you find something fun to do. He refuses to pay the ransom. This sounds cold, it sounds mean, but it is actually the most loving thing you can do. By refusing to be a martyr, you force her to deal with her own emotions. You stop enabling her emotional dependency. You show her that your world is stable and that her storms cannot knock over your buildings. When you engage in emotional martyrdom, you are also boring her to death. A man who always says yes, who always compromises, who always puts her first, offers no friction. There is no surface area to grip. He is a slippery, spineless creature. Women want friction. They want a man they can bump into. They want to feel the edges of your personality. If you have sanded down all your edges to be safe for her, you are just a smooth, round pebble that she will kick down the road. Think about the betterment trap. Women are always trying to sell you on their betterment. I'm a good woman, she says. I cook, I clean, I'm loyal. She is listing features of a product you didn't necessarily ask for. She is trying to trade her utility for your soul. I do all this for you, so you should give up your friends/freedom for me. Do not buy it. Her betterment means nothing if the price is your sovereignty. If you let her make you a loser, a guy who stays home, who has no friends, who has no fire, she will eventually leave you for a winner. She will leave you for the guy you used to be, or the guy she wishes you were. She will look at you with contempt and say, you used to be fun. And you would scream, I stopped being fun, F-O-R, you. And she would say, well, that was stupid of you. And she will be right. You must understand that women do not edit themselves. They do not have that filter that says, man, I just asked him to compromise last week. I shouldn't ask again. No, their needs are immediate and infinite. We don't go to the movies. You take it to the movies. We don't go sailing. You take it sailing. You don't hold my hand enough. It never ends. It is a bottomless pit. If you try to fill it by throwing pieces of yourself into it, eventually there will be nothing left of you, and she will still be looking into the pit saying, I'm still empty. You stop the cycle by keeping yourself whole. You fill the pit with your overflow, not your essence. Emotional martyrdom is also a form of arrogance. You think you can control her feelings by changing your behavior. You think, if I am perfect, she will be happy. You are playing God. You cannot control her feelings. Her feelings are the weather. You can only control your position. Stop trying to be the hero who saves her from every negative emotion. Be the villain if you have to. Be the asshole who goes to the gym when she wants to cuddle. Be the jerk who buys the motorcycle. Be the man who loves himself enough to say no. Because here's the secret. She falls in love with the no. She falls in love with the unmovable object. She falls in love with the man she cannot control, because that is the only man she can trust to control, because that is the only man she can trust to control the world. 4.3, leading the relationship by self-interest. So how do you operationalize this? How do you lead by self-interest without just being a neglectful prick? You have to understand the difference between leadership and tyranny. A tyrant forces others to serve him. A leader pursues a vision and invites others to join him. You must become the captain of the ship. Imagine a ship. You are the captain. She's the passenger, or the first mate if she earns it. But let's stick to passenger for now. The captain sets the course. The captain decides the destination. The captain decides the destination. The captain decides the speed. The nice guy captain goes to the passenger and asks, where would you like to go today? How fast should we go? Is this wave okay for you? The passenger panics. I don't know. I just bought a ticket. You're supposed to know. She starts screaming. She starts straining to grab the wheel. Not because she wants to drive, but because she is terrified and no one is driving. The sovereign captain says, we are going to Hawaii. It's going to be a beautiful trip. Grab a drink and enjoy the view. If the passenger says, I don't want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Alaska. The captain says, this ship is going to Hawaii. If you want to go to Alaska, you can get off at the next port and find an Alaska ship. But I'm going to Hawaii because I love the sun. 99% of the time, the passenger will say, well, okay, Hawaii sounds nice, actually. She just wanted to test if you were actually steering. Leading by self-interest means defining your mission and your joy and building a life around it. I'm going to build this business. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to spend my Sunday watching football. You invite her into this world. I'm going to the gym. You look sexy in those yoga pants. Come with me. I'm watching the game. Make some nachos and come sit on my lap. You are offering her a role in your movie. You are the director. She is the leading lady. But it is your script. Women want to be part of a winning team. They want to be part of a movement. If your movement is whatever makes you happy, dear, that is a movement of stagnation. That is a movement of detonation. That is a movement of death. You have to be willing to do things alone. This is critical. You must be comfortable in your solitude. I'm going to the movies. I don't want to see that movie. Okay, I'll see you in 2 hours. You go. You enjoy the movie. You eat your popcorn. You come back happy. She sees you happy. She realizes she missed out on the happiness train. Next time, she might come along just to be close to the source of the joy. This applies to sex as well. Men build from the bottom up. Sex like love. Women build from the top down. Status/security like love, sex. You have to be honest about your self-interest and sex. I want to have sex with you. Don't apologize for it. Don't trade for it. Don't say, I did the dishes. Can we have sex? Say, you look beautiful. Come here. If she says no, you accept it without whining, but you also withdraw your non-sexual attention. You don't punish her, but you don't reward her rejection with validation. You go do something else that makes you happy. You align your actions with your reality. Reality, I want sex. You don't. Action, I'm going to go play Xbox, read a book, go to sleep. I'm not going to sit here and rub your feet in the friend zone. Leading by self-interest also means protecting your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. Women will try to colonize your time with nothing. They want you to sit there and listen to them loop on the same emotional topic for 3 hours. You have to set the boundary. Bitch, I love you, but you've told me this story 3 times. I'm gonna go do something productive. Maybe don't say bitch if you haven't earned that level of banter yet, but the energy must be there. You have to cut the cord on the honeydew list if it impedes your happiness. Can you fix the sink? No, I'm gonna hire a plumber. My time is worth more than the cost of a plumber. When you value your time, she values you. When you give your time away for free, she treats it like junk mail. There is a concept of the king and the queen. A king does not need a queen to be a king. He has a kingdom. He has a power. He has a crown. A queen becomes a queen by marrying the king. Her status is elevated by his. If she tries to bring him down, she is devaluing her own position. You have to remind her of this. You have to remind her of this. You have to remind her that your strength is what holds the roof up. I am doing this for us by doing this for me. If you are successful, fit, and happy, her life is better. If you are a broke, fat, miserable pleaser, her life sucks. So, being selfish, going to the gym, working late, taking time to decompress is actually the fuel for the collective engine. You have to be the source. Most men are looking for a woman to be their source of happiness. If I get the girl, I'll be happy. Wrong. You must be the source. You generate the fun. You generate the adventure. You generate the security. She is the beneficiary. When you realize this, you stop begging. You stop auditing her mood to see if you had a good day. You have a good day because you decided to. Stop asking, what do you want to do for dinner? Start saying, I'm going to get steak. Put on your shoes. If she hates steak, she'll speak up. I hate steak. Okay, we can get Italian, but get in the car. You lead. You provide the momentum. Even if you change course based on her input, you are the one driving the car. The nice guy sits in the driveway with the engine idling, asking, what do you want? Until the car runs out of gas. The king drives. Be the king. Prioritize your happiness. Let it trickle down. If she wants to stand under the waterfall of your joy, she's welcome. If she wants to go stand in the desert and pout, let her. But do not turn off the water.